Hello and welcome to another episode of Create, Lead, Live. Thank you so much for joining me. I'm really thrilled to have you here for this session today. Today I'm going to be talking about releasing what's blocking you so that you can live the life that you most want to live. And I really want to chat to you about this because we often feel in life we're moving along or we're pursuing a goal or a dream that we have, and we feel like there are blockages. We feel like there's blockages in the sense of our external circumstances, the world around us, the things that are happening, or we might feel like we're blocking ourselves. We might feel, if you're a spiritual person, for instance, you may feel that your beliefs are blocking you, or that your expectations are blocking you, or there's something about you and the way you're operating that is getting in the way of you creating the experience that you want to have. And I really want to, start to expand on this idea about releasing the blocks, because when we do this, when we see ourselves as unblocked, is when we start to actually experience the life that we dream of. We start to live it in the moment and we start to create it as we move forward. We start to feel free to do what we dream of here and now, and we believe that everything that we're doing is moving us in the right direction, that things are working, and that life is coming together just as we hope that it will. And so a big part of releasing these blockages is really not really about the reality at all. It's really about the way that we're looking at things. And one of the big things, one of the big messages that I want to share today is that even your beliefs, even your thoughts, all of that stuff doesn't actually block what is happening in your life. And this may be really contrary to what you've been told or taught, and I'm open to different ways of looking at things, and you might be able to challenge me on this in your own way. But my belief is that our worldview, the way that we look at things, our perceptions of what is happening impacts on what we notice. It impacts what we pay attention to. It impacts the way that we experience what is happening. And so you might have lots of opportunities flowing your way. You might have lots of creative solutions popping up in your world, in your experience, that you're not actually noticing, that you're not paying attention to, that your perception of things shapes what you're paying attention to and what you're noticing. And so it's not life itself where you're blocked. It's not the experiences where you're blocked. And it's not even the beliefs where you're blocked. It's what you're taking advantage of. It's what you're noticing. It's what you're experiencing through your perception. So the opportunities are happening. You might be walking through those doors, but seeing them as a negative. You might be feeling like you're being forced to go down a particular path that doesn't feel good for you right now. But it might be that your perception of it is telling you that this is a bad thing, that this is a negative, when actually that pathway, that particular pathway that you're walking or that you feel like you're being led down, is actually the pathway that's going to take you to where you want to go. And so the biggest thing, the biggest takeaway that I want you to feel or experience from this is that there is actually nothing that can block you. You're actually not blocked. You're actually free. You're free to choose what you pay attention to. You're free to decide how you want to experience your life. The same thing could happen to you today, and you could look at it in two different ways. You could look at it in multiple different ways. And so the blockages are what we experience. They're not really blockages. So for instance, something may happen that leads you to feel blocked, like now I can't do this, now this is stopping me. But it may be that it's helping you to carve out a clearer path towards that dream that you have. So I'm just trying to think of an example off the top of my head of something, I'll use the example of me many, many years ago, wanting to go into business, believing that my age was blocking me, that I was too young to be taken seriously. I believed that if I was going to do some work in the professional, personal development space, I had to work with people, I believed I had to work with people younger than me in order to be taken seriously. I thought I looked young for my age and that people that were older would think I didn't have enough real world life experience, that I didn't have enough qualifications, I didn't have enough leadership experience, all those things. I got into personal development when I was 20, so I was quite young, or younger actually, but I got into that sort of dream of wanting to run my own business in those early 20s. And I held myself back until I didn't actually finally start my full business until I was 39, because I had all these beliefs about what was possible. I had all these beliefs about what I needed before I could move forward. So I believed I had to get my psychology degree, which took me many, many years. But the blockage wasn't actually there at all. I didn't need psychology to become a coach. I didn't need to spend years at uni to start to serve others and help them. I didn't actually need to look older to be taken seriously. I need to deliver results for people, for them to see that I had what it took to support them and help them. And so it wasn't that I was blocked, I was blocking myself. And this happens in life so much. We do this so much, where we think that life and our circumstances, the world, are blocking us from doing what we want to do, and we feel like it wasn't meant to be. We tell ourselves that the universe is sending us in another direction, or the universe has another plan for us. We tell ourselves lots of stories to kind of soothe ourselves and feel better, when really sometimes we need to pivot. We need to be creative in the solutions that we look for. We need to think about, well, is there another way I could do this? Like, instead of giving up my dream, or instead of putting it on hold for years and years, maybe there's another way I could do this. Another example that I encounter all the time is, people that come to me that want to start a business but are working full time, and they feel like they can't manage the juggle. They feel like they have to give up one or the other, but they don't feel financially ready yet, or they don't feel that they have got the experience yet, or the certainty yet about what's going to happen, what's going to unfold. And so one of the things that we explore and we delve into in more depth is, well, what are the beliefs here which support you to move forward? What are the beliefs here which are holding you back? And really unearthing that. Unearthing the reality that the blockages that we experience are very rarely our real experience. They're usually our interpretation of what's happening, and our perception of what's happening, and our perception of ourselves and our expectations of ourselves based on what we believe, subconsciously to be true, as opposed to the reality, which is far more expansive, usually far more open and flexible, and there's so many more creative opportunities for us than we often allow ourselves to even realize. And so this process is really about allowing yourself to recognize and be aware of that the blockages that you're facing, number one, don't really exist. So they're not really blocking you. You're not really blocked, even though you might feel that you are. And that all the experience that you have within your body, within those sensations and those feelings that you're getting about feeling blocked, is a story within you. And so you're not blocked, you're moving forward, things are unfolding, the world is, leading you in various different directions, and you're moving in one way or another, things are unfolding. But the experience of moving, the experience of feeling unblocked will flow for you when you tell yourself, I'm not blocked. Nothing's happening here that's blocking me. How do I want things to be? How do I want this to unfold? And how can I enable that to be what happens? How can I create the circumstances in my life, or the situation, the environment that supports that vision that I've got, that dream that I have. So you're actually, separating yourself from what you think is happening and start to look at what's possible and the potential that's available to you. So, I hope that this idea has been helpful in kind of releasing some of the, sense that you've had of being blocked, or that you've got these, that your path is hard or difficult, or there's barriers and hurdles that are coming up for you along the way, and realizing that there is no blockage at all. It just feels like it's there. It's just an experience within your mind, a perception within your mind of what's happening, as opposed to your reality. And as soon as we kind of shed light on this belief, or we start to see ourselves as unblocked, that we can keep moving, we can keep shifting and changing and pivoting and creating, that frees you up to then create the life that you really want, that you dream of, that it's in your hands, that life will give you multiple opportunities and multiple paths that you can take. It's just up to you to decide, well, which door am I going to open? Which one am I going to walk through? What does that dream scenario of my life look like? Getting clear on that. And experiencing the feelings of being free instead of being blocked. I mean, that's ultimately what this is, through that shift in the way that you're looking at things. So I hope these concepts and ideas have been helpful. I hope that it sheds some light for you on your situation, that you are creating all the time, you are moving all the time, things are unfolding continuously, and that it's a matter of choice, it's a matter of intention and of creativity within you, a decision within you to release all that feeling of being blocked and to embrace the many multiple opportunities that are presenting themselves for you, like right in front of you, for you to choose from, like a smorgasbord. Life is a smorgasbord of opportunities for you to choose from. So I hope this has been helpful. Thank you so much for joining me. Until next time, take care. Bye.